These were some of the best highlights from the Rumble stage of LPL Summer 2024 matchup between FPX and LGD.
Kind of nomenclature and stuff like that, because it just makes it sound more fun, and I don't mind that. Look, we're in a fantasy video game. We get to have ourselves some fantasy the naming sense as well. Haichao.
Kesco Valkyrie just holds his nerve, doesn't move to the swirl seed, misses. Gets away with his life, but it means Haichao can trade more evenly back towards Care. Care doing really well in the early stage of this lane against the Tristana. Letting that Tristana go through, remember? And yet still managing to win out the matchup so far as Milky Way's moved into the bottom lane. This feels a little scary for LGD.
Really
Only 3 minions, but it's enough minions as life under the tower though. Good damage from Kepler to return the kill.
Yeah, so it's a 1-for-1, and off the rip, kind of view him and Shia in any particular favor or not. Meteor now going towards bot side after visiting top side just a little earlier. It's going to be going in from
Double
left.
swirl seed lands, but life goes straight onto Jin Zhao. I'm not sure he'll make it back out of that one. The burn on Jin Zhao. Milky Way's got some damage, Doctor 2, but he can't really chase anyone down.
That bot lane dive really doesn't work out in your favor this time. Milky Way does manage to get himself towards that dragon. He'll be happy to stack that one up nice and early, but because he's down there, he's mid lane trading very hard. Maybe that opens up an option for Meteor to go towards the grubs on spawn.
Meteor starting it, Milky Way wants to get in. It reminds me of the Crooks all those seconds ago.
Oh, such a long time
I know,
ago.
memories, man. Like, good times. Jin Zhao goes forward. He's taking damage from 3, but Milky Way's overstepped his bounds here. The bomb explodes, and Haichao has a reset, jumps towards life. I wasn't sure if he'd go for Care there, but holds his nerve, doesn't overcommit to things.
But that's what they gave up. Life is still on this top side, but he has no mid lane. Well, he has a mid laner now. He doesn't have top lane coming just over. ZDC with Ignite, with ult, this could still be a fight, but Bertle's keeping him out of the rip.
I love that Meteor didn't smite that at 600, but then did smite it at 50 health.
I'm somewhat surprised. Hang on, that's an arrow. We'll see if that one goes through. If it hits the
looks
Jace,
good.
that is a
It
big
looks
win.
good. Oh, but Birdle dives in just as the arrow comes forward. Now a chance for ZDZ, but a flash from Birdle. He dodges everything. So no chance of a dive. I don't think there's much of a chance for Meteor to really get in the jungle either. Dodges away from the damage from Milky Way, and that's a Hex Flash from Jin Zhao, but doesn't commit. In the meantime, Care and Haichao just absolutely duking it out in the mid lane. Everything blown as Milky Way gets some damage onto Jin Zhao. And it's finally a pick as Kepler, now slowed by Doctor. It's so hard to escape from the Ash. You can never escape from the Ash. Flash comes on through. Kepler still slowed. The cleanse isn't enough. And Doctor just chases him across the map for a solo kill. We just witnessed the bone saw right there, because as soon as Kepler got hit by that first auto attack, he was going nowhere. And then tries to flash, tries to use his cleanse.
Is this a rare reference? I don't understand.
That was a reference to the first Spider-Man film with Tobey Maguire. It's in the wrestling ring, and we're in the wrestling ring on the top side as the true shot barrage from Kepler snipes out Milky Way. Double W as well from Meteor, as this is all going the way of LGD. Jin Zhao just about surviving as life is pulled back in and finished off. And now ZDZ realizes there's nowhere to run, no flash available. Bopped on down, and Haichao finishes the job.
With great power comes great possibilities for LGD. This has been so problematic for FPX. They are going to get themselves a contest onto these grubs, potentially. They're moving up as 4-man strong.
4 grubs regardless though for LGD. Honestly, even if they don't get another, I'm quite happy with how that one's gone, especially with a hard commit to that top side from FPX. Mid-prio.
The Herald has now been started by FPX. They are going to go towards one of those objectives. LGD, they're not angling for a fight themselves as it currently stands. They're instead pushing in the mid lane. They haven't even looked towards the dragon just yet. I want to see if they're angling towards a fight. Use this lane priority to get themselves a little bit of vision, and then see if they can get into FPX's face.
FPX feels like trying to get some control of the map on that top side, but Haichao easily able to, I was going to say trade, but actually the tower's still not gone down on that top side, so despite the presence there from Life and from Milky Way, with Jin Zhao moving up, we've still not quite been able to finish the job. Next wave could be the one though, as Care can move on up. Birdol might be able to clear that wave as the dragon taken, and there we go, it will be traded. Herald, remember, still in pocket for Milky Way, so could maybe move mid with that.
Birdle backs off from that turret. I think it's... Yeah, let's take this time to talk about Birdle a little bit, because Birdle is such an interesting player to me. he did do a good job of kind of going over towards more the front line slash kind of utility kind of picks to be someone who could CC, someone that could tank in the front line. It's interesting to me now, particularly because they changed their style.
Gage in the jungle. Life might have overstepped his bounds here. Hook goes wide. Jinjiao, the root is enough, and Life goes down. Pyroclasm across the team, and perhaps a chance for FPX as ZDZ blows the horn. Looks for a knock-up, but he's maybe overstepped as the rest of FPX just abandoned ship on the play.
The solo flare back in towards the fight.
There's another fight going on. There's two who are already gone down. Care now trying to get DPS out, but there's a bomb going up both sides. As Birdle now gets a shock blast.
Then try to fill it up as best as possible. I thought we'd have nothing for a bit. We'd had a really active early game and then nothing for like 5 minutes beyond that point. Forgive us for thinking that hater of just turning up to a river and watching an objective get taken. That is one of the worst things you can do in Pro League of Legends. You can be doing better things with your time. You can be cross-mapping, as you can see right now. Milky Way can be farming. FPX didn't have to be there to watch that dragon die, and they do end up peeling off after they take that poke. They realize, okay, we can't fight, let's go do something else. Vito's going to get himself into the enemy jungle, see if he can steal blue.
Can't do it, but he can get a sleep onto Milky Way, and while he's dreaming, everything flies in his direction. It's turned into a nightmare for FPX, but ZDZ has managed to find one for himself, and the Brittle onto Meteor sets up for a solar flare execution. Talk about sunburn, and here comes Care on the bottom side. What a fight for FPX!
FPX have a plan A, a plan B, and apparently a plan ZDZ.
Not the one. Not the one at all. Life has to tank it. He's got a Warmog, so he'll be back up to full HP, and FPX suddenly with the support down on LGD, maybe with a chance to just start a Baron. There's no Drake on the other side to threaten a trade. LGD now against the rock and a hard place.
Now that's going to be Swellseed going wide. If Swellseed hits the next one, everything is someone off the vision.
Life was on a flank. Birdle ended up spotting it out. Perhaps he's done enough to deny Baron once more, but this time he's caught. This time he goes down to CDC. Gets Kepler out of dodge as well, and FPX can just rinse and repeat.
I thought that maybe FPX had chosen the wrong targets. They used the Ornn ult onto different targets than the Jace. Jace had the phase rush, but it's not enough. Where's this next Swellseed going? If this hits, this could be huge.
Oh, it hit onto Milky Way. It hit onto Milky Way. The sleep on the back line, but in the meantime, they've already got one. FPX just pull the trigger, and LGD are blown to smithereens. Meteor trying to move forward. The health bars are pretty low on the side of FPX. Milky Way, one auto away, but the Baron, luckily for him, picks different targets. I mean, this couldn't be closer.
Yeah, that's 2 Swellseeds from Meteor, which might have even saved the game at this point. If you end up losing that fight and losing another Baron, I think FPX probably just blow open the game. The first Baron got them back to near enough even. The second one would have got them hugely into the advantage. So those Swellseeds from Meteor, his 3 items, those 3 items did save him, of course, around that Baron. We'll now see whether this objective can really be started up in earnest. Not soul point for either team, so Baron's still going to be the focus right now.
Meteor stunned, and instantly a TP from
Haichao.
Haichao on the top side of the play, looking for some kind of miracle, looking to jump in. Life has a bomb on his head and moves into the rest of his team, as that will really do that much damage, to be honest. FPX now with a chance for a re-engage. Double knock comes up through, Meteor stunned up, but look at the depth charge from Jinjiao, sends everyone away. It's going to be 1 kill as Birdle falls. That's a second one, both to Milky Way. But LGD still threatening enough to deny any objective.
These fights are so close because the fights aren't won cleanly enough with enough HP bars remaining to take any of the big objectives either side of the map. Both of these teams have been struggling in the Ascension group. This series is important to show that they do belong up here with the top dogs of the LPL. LGD, they lose another couple of kills, but they go straight towards the objective. Meteor burning it down, and FPX, their junglers on the blue buff.
LGD didn't hear no bell. They go again straight onto the Baron. Live trying to deny the escape as the rest of FPX move over. Care has been tagging the Baron though, so he's kind of chunked as Jinjiao arrives. Hex Flash into the play as ZDZ is chunked. Care dodges the hook, it hits the wall instead, and Live walks away with his life as well. Birdle now on the bottom side of the fight. 3-man shock blast, but can LGD close the gap? Doctum is found! The sleep turns it into 2 as Birdle will burn to a crisp, but maybe turns into more. Haichao flashes for a little bit of a victory lap, and that'll turn into finally a Baron.
finally, LGD get themselves enough kills with enough HP bars remaining to go towards a big objective. They're going to claim the Baron, and they're going to get themselves maybe the accelerating play which they need. FPX, they've been giving them a really good fight. Milky does have flash, you can potentially look for a steal.
Pyroclasm is up as well. Pyroclasm is up, and they're all in the pit right now. That's going to be damage, but Milky Way goes down. ZDZ finds one, but that's all. Wait, no! The Baron! Oh, God, the Baron! The Pyroclasm and the Baron on top! The burns work it out for FPX!
What, we were wrong! LGD didn't get themselves a clean enough fight to get the Baron! You got yourselves a couple of extra item upgrades, which means that you have yourself an extra basically 3,000 stats with the 3 items upgraded. FPX, that is going to put them, in fact, in terms of active gold, slightly ahead of LGD.
I can't believe FPX have so much frontline, and yet it's Doctum and Milky Way that keep getting chunked by all this poke that's coming out. I mean, this composition from LGD feels so difficult to stay in any contention with when there's so much damage flying towards you, and this is finally going to be a Baron Milky Way. I think he wants to try and move over, but he's too late. Realizes it at the last possible second. Now ZDZ pulls the trigger for a fight, flashes to find the knockup, double knockup in fact, is Jin Zhao the target. FPX get one as Meteor on the front line now, but Birdle takes care out on the backside. It means life is left alone for Kepler to finish off. Meteor grabs the kill as Hightower looks to threaten once again. Bomb onto ZDZ's head, and he's got some damage as well. ZDZ forced away as Hightower looks for more rockets from FPX.
Two teams, but FPX have not been able to put the nails in the coffin when asked.
I will say, we're still in touching distance gold-wise, and with all items in as well, it really does feel like this one's even. It really does feel like these fights could go either way. With a good Pyroclasm, with a good Ornal, it's still very possible for FPX. Baron Siege in this bottom side could lead to... Hang on, we've got maybe a solo kill. Birdle forced to flash on the top side of the map as well. True shot barrage is nowhere near. It's nowhere near. It's not going to hit that one.
You get the targets which you want to. How strong your front line is on the other side too. FPX definitely the stronger front line, but LGD have the bigger range. If they can weave their skill shots around that front line, get onto the back line, I don't think it particularly matters how tanky ZDZ potentially life can be as well. Birdle hits one.
Oh, Life finds his angle onto Birdle, though the Solar Flare is down, and Birdle removed from the play, but now the counter punch from LGD as they move in, but they've dropped ZDZ by so much time and space. It's only a 2-for-1. With Birdle and Jin Zhao gone and Life surviving with Warmogs in pocket, that should be a trade for FPX.
FPX have the engage, LGD have the range. The range doesn't end up surviving for long enough for so FPX managed to get themselves onto the targets they need. Meteor doesn't have flash, doesn't have ult. How much can he do?
Straight onto the backside, Meteor caught here by Life. Great engage there, but a lot of damage taken by Life. Meteor still going strong. Drake secured. LGD, I think they wanted a little bit more, but they just can't close the gap. Make that hero move. Who can have their big moment? I feel like Birdle has had an interesting game, hasn't he? Because he's had a couple of really big moments. He's also been caught out a couple of times, and ultimately ended up 1-5, not been able to sweep up many kills, but he is sweeping up towers right now. And Ash Arrow gonna fly across the map. Birdle gets stunned for 5 seconds, but Merc treads clean.
Oh, no!
Wait, the minions finish the top before the TP can come on through. That's TP on cooldown for Care. ZDZ has his, but the rest of LGD are just gonna buy time. That's gonna be an inhib, surely. What, he backs away?
I mean,
he doesn't take it?
I mean, he just sat there trying to pull FPX across the map. FPX look for a prayer. They look to pray towards that arrow, but all it ends up being is a Sims prayer. He's on the Nexus tower. FPX, you can't trade mid lane fire for a Nexus.
Oh my days, Birdle finding the value on this Jace pick, and that's asleep. Is True Shot Barrage available? No. Solar Flare comes into the fight. Jin Zhao flashes to safety. Life with a bomb on his head, and he's burning. Care next to go down as Life finally falls, and Highchow gets himself some resets. Milky Way falls. Doctum falls. Highchow knocking them all down as Kepler looks to snipe. Birdle escapes to the bottom side, and LGD stamp their mark on this series.
Bomb plus Phoenix look for the arrow, they look for the teleport, they find neither and are left wanting. LGD have bled for this win, but it will be theirs all the same. In this matchup with two teams trying to find their place within the Ascension group, LGD strike first.
Care will go down to the bomb. ZDZ Last man standing, but he's not standing any longer. LGD with an absolute banger of a game one. Show that they deserve to be in Group Ascent.
FPX, I feel like they have a much easier to execute composition this time. They have much better repositioning. They have 3 repositioning at AD carries with the Kindred jumping around the place too. 6 yet from the Kai'Sa, which is when you can get some significant kill threat onto the Ezreal. Kai'Sa always was kind of introduced as a bit of an Ezreal counter in regards to that. We do have ourselves a lot of people entering River in this top side.
Oh, ZZ. He's going to be okay. I wasn't sure if Birdol would just look for the knockback towards the rest of the team. Great hook from Jin Zhao. And that's that spear setup you were talking about. First blood there for LGD. And potentially Grubs as well.
Yeah, that was masterfully stepped by Birdol. Just managed to get himself the right spacing to make sure that ZDZ couldn't get a big turnaround play with his empowered W. Just managed to stick out of auto range. And then, of course, the rest of the teammates come in from LGD. ZDZ has been given this Renekton as a first pick. He does not have the Renekton pass so far. Maybe you've got yourself crocodile skin boots. That's a flash in the bot lane.
Kepler, he's got Arcane Shift, but even that won't save you now. Doctor will grab himself FPX's first kill of the game.
Kepler subbing in for Shaya and immediately getting shown the back.
When he subbed down of the LPL. Then rejoined in 2022. Summer was on TT, but again, very lackluster roster. He's been a player that often has been criticized for mispositions in team fights, in map maneuvers as well. He wants to try and prove himself as he stepped into this roster over Xiaoya, a very new player. Perhaps that legacy can step up. As Life goes in for a fight here, Kepler's just getting so much poke damage down. Lamp Respite used just to keep the support alive. Milky Way chunk as well. And look at this max range ZDZ finds the engage though, and Kepler has to blink away, but Doctor finds him on the back line. 1 for 1 as now Doctor will be taken down, and LGD, they keep their distance.
It is a trade of dives as half of LGD are looking to keep distance, and Birdol manages to get into the back line himself to take down an extra kill. So what's that, a 2 for 1 overall in a messy fight. This should be a bit of a microcosm of how these fights happen later into the game. You're going to have someone flashing. The guy's a great juggler, but he's always going to remember for that one. That's the case of it. There's not many times when a player is known for like a negative connotation to a move being named after. Because, you know, you've got like the insect, great, the flash kick. You've got the Captain Jack, the instant cleanse. You have the Blabber, dying for a crab.
Yeah. Me and back when Orcs was casting on, hang on, I'm going to have to hold this thought as Life finds himself a double knock-up to engage, and Milky Way's done damage onto Jin Zhao. Great spear from Meteor, chunks out Milky Way, but it won't be enough to save the LGD support. He drops, as Kepler will at least find tower. Doctor with the all-in. No flash for Kepler, remember?
Kepler.
And he's found in a 1v1 against Doctor.
Kepler uses his E after the W's landed in the same way. So FPX given a lot of freebies there, even though they're behind quite significantly for this timestamp in the game. FPX trading back well, maybe looking for an engage.
Oh, Jin Zhao just walked straight into them there. He's going to drop again 2 times in a row there. And I feel like the bottom lane for LGD is falling apart a little bit. The rest of the map looking good, but this bot lane needs to sort their stuff out. ZDZ trying to move in and threaten for more, and it will secure the tier 1 in the mid lane for FPX. Kepler wants a little bit more, but does need to be cautious not to overstep for this one.
Good spear from Meteor opens up a potential kill option where you know, Nidalee very, very good in that early game. Still rolling over that quite well right now, still in 15 minutes in. Nidalee very, very much right. And I think that Meteor's skill shot accuracy on those spears has also been quite impactful.
Only 2 stacks so far on that Kindred, still a long way away from getting the 4 stacks that we all know and want to see. LGD, despite those few kills going over, it's still 3,000 gold up right now. And TPing Haichao down to this bottom side to try and threaten more, try and guarantee that tier 1. All things considered, even with Kepler and Jin Zhao having a couple of awkward deaths, it's still very positive right now for LGD across the board.
It is, and they need to be careful still. They have the 6 grubs, they have themselves a lot of squishy members though, and we've already seen Docdam assassinate Kepler. It's not the situation you want to be in, and that's a good damage check from Birdol to say yes, he is very much going to be a problem in that 1v1. Already 1.3k up, and see whether he can continue that as the Herald is dropped down towards bot side, away from those hots.
6 grubs as well, so this should be some good damage, and the mites will tank. That's going to be a tower, tier 2, in favor of LGD. and nothing else really gained elsewhere from FPX. I mean, we said this is a composition that you kind of need to be ahead, you kind of need to be in control of the game for this sort of poke composition, pure damage composition to work.
I did learn that there are W cylinders the other day. Well, not the other. I've known that for a while. They're not common, but there are W cylinders. That's a pull coming in.
Yeah, his Valkyrie was denied, but Lamb's just gonna die. Oh no! Lamb's respite comes out a little bit late, and Haichao manages to make his way into it. Milky Way dies to the Frost Bomb. Oh god, it's a disaster. And Haichao, the winner of it all, with a double kill.
Why are they taking that fight when their Kai'Sa is in base? Doctor was trying to run down the mid lane, trying to get towards that play, but once again, they just don't get themselves into position at the right time. And LGD, they're quite a squishy composition. They can't tank this for long, but they can definitely head towards it. Life is heading back out towards the map, but I think this might just be gone. There's no slight right there.
Pretty quick.
Baron gone.
They might have to flash over the back wall. I don't know. Doctor potentially a chance to pop off here. 2K on the Baron. Smite should come down here, but the health bars are low for LGD. That's Baron. Jin Jiao just dips immediately. Kepler over the wall, but Doctor chases for more. 2 kills for him, 1 for Care, but a Baron for LGD.
Finally, FPX realize, hang on, why don't we get this Kai'Sa involved in the game?
You wait. I'm not sure quite when. Did manage to find his 4th stack, so the Kindred did more of a champion in these team fights. Kepler actually dashes forwards to find some damage. Jin Jiao blocks the culling from Care, and a little shock blast on the back of it as well. Look at the health bars from FPX as they move into the mid lane. Honeyfruit there for Kepler as well to remove the poke that's been returned. Kepler right at the front of the fight here, potentially needs to back away, but finds one. Never mind, stay exactly where you are, Kepler. Hot off. Doctor into the back line, but Birdle flashes away from him. Doctor low on HP, but finds one anyway. ZDZ, one of the last members remaining, and Doctor on the wrong side of the map. Meteor searches for more. Haichao gets a chunk from Doctor, who's desperately trying to recall.
Another
Meteor
W.
knows. Meteor knows, surely. Oh, the spear just meters away as Doctor finally found the solo for Meteor and LGD, kings of the chaos.
They have found themselves a bit of a roadblock here in LGD. LGD, they were the sore thumb in the Ascension group. People are asking, did they deserve to be here? Flash in onto Birdle, that's a kill.
Huge pick here for FPX, massive. Unfortunately, there's nothing up right now, but in 20 seconds, Baron will come up onto the map. Birdle has TP, but he'll be dead for another 20 seconds.
You've heard for the battle for Middle-earth, now get ready for the battle for Mid-Prio. It's a little bit different. We don't exactly have ourselves any orcs right now, but we have a lot of firepower and so many skill shots from LGD. Even if one misses, there's a dozen other which is going to follow it. If they can land enough poke, that might be it. Milky Way's going!
Milky Way goes in and Life finds a knock-up to start it off. Jin Jiao alone as LGD forced to retreat to start it off with the health bars alone. And Doctor down to the back line looking for Meteor. He survives, and instead Doctor falls. Birdle trying to carry on the bottom side of the fight as LGD stays at 3. Jumping forwards, the Lamb's respite will keep Kepler alive. The spears coming in, shot blast from the side, potentially from Birdle as it goes wide. Haichao looking for rockets too, but they're on cooldown. Life sidestepping everything. 3 men alive each.
There are just so many particles on our screen at every given moment. These skill shots tearing across the battlefield. And it's LGD that vaguely come out with a win, question mark. I think definitely up to this point, they are going to be able to stick around in the bottom river. Dragon has spawned. FPX, they're trying to get their jungler healed up off of these camps, but can they contest? Milky Way can hop over the back of the pit. He can look for the steal. No Lamb's respite, though.
This is soul, and it's soul for LGD as Birdle dives into the backline, though, tries to trade it. That's 2. How did they find 2? 3 there as Haichao carries the fight. Life alone in the back of the pit, and he will fall for another in favor of LGD.
Incredible burst coming out of Birdle with multi-man to the skies, the hammer form Q, and Haichao following up with boss bombs and Gatling guns galore. LGD have been made to fight for it, but FPX are coming out second best in the grand majority of these team fights. They're almost finding the split fights, so Milky Way and Doctam to dance their way through the team fight victories, but it hasn't quite been enough. I think particularly in this game, Birdle and Haichao have absolutely murdered their way through the grand majority of these team fights. With the Ocean Soul, they're going to look to take the Baron.
ZDZ tries to make some kind of contest happen, but there's nothing he can do on that one. Now Doctam, I mean, Killer Instinct is up. If you can find a Void Seeker, maybe there's an angle for an exit kill. What?
What? He steals the Baron!
The Void Seeker finds the Void Beast! Doctum keeps FPX in it!
God.
Oh my lord.
W to steal that Baron. That keeps things maybe in contention, but they're still losing their base.
He had a Pixel's width to hit it, and he hit it, but it will not save the base by the looks of things. Mid lane inhib goes down, bot lane in trouble, and ZDZ falls. This is a window wide open for LGD to find their first series win here in the Ascend group. People said they didn't belong, and they are here to prove everybody wrong. Need to wait for another minion wave to finish the job. ZDZ not up for another 35 seconds.
And with the Bloodthirsters here on LGD as well, the poke is meaning less. With that Nidalee, the poke is meaning less. It's going to be a siege. Can FPX hold on to their walls? Looking for a hook. He has that flash. Just going to hold my breath. Potentially could be the game-ending fight. The hook goes wide. ZDZ has that flash back. He's found Birdle on the side. He doesn't know he's here. He's not going to go onto him just yet. He's going to flank potentially.
Mega
He's going to
flank
come
coming
out of
through,
the
live finds the engage, just High Chow gets away, Doctor dives onto the backline, look at the enemy mid laner, he has to turn golden, ZDZ looks to finish High Chow, the health bar low and he will be taken down in the meantime. Care has fallen as Meteor found an assassination, but FPX are winning the fight right here. Birdle has to carry, he has to be the one to take the mantle, but with Jin Zhao falling and Meteor can't get into the fight, Birdle surely will die too. FPX are doing it against all odds. FPX find it off of ZDZ's miracle flank.
On the other side, Doctam is really starting to take over once the opening has been presented. Picture in picture, we might be seeing a kill.
Oh, Meteor's dead! Oh my god, Meteor's dead as Elder Dragon spawns! LGD, two mistakes, two back-to-back mistakes, and suddenly this game looks like it's FPX's with Elder Dragon. Surely they can turn that into a Baron as well.
Get caught out. He's just looking for a play into the enemy jungle, gets hit by the culling. Milky Way jumps over the wall. He just pushed it way too far.
Just disrespected the enemy team. You can't be doing that for chickens at this point in the game. He's almost at full build. As Birdle realizes he's in trouble, just TPs to the bottom lane, does not want to be there anymore. The tower won't quite go down as FPX will claim their Baron. And I've got to say, FPX's team fighting in this late game has been fantastic. Obviously, Doctum really, really great in the play around the inhib, right? It's on Elder, the wave now arriving. Kepler's going to ult it, but with Baron in play as well, this should be enough to break open the mid lane inhibitor. 10 seconds on Elder. FPX can't just keep brute forcing, at least with Elder. Maybe they can just brute force manually. In fact, the top lane tower's not there anymore, so that'll be two inhibs. FPX have gone from a deficit of two inhibs to an advantage of two inhibs.
Doctam has a Zephyr. That's a thing. Zephyr is a thing that built out of his. We rarely get to see these things, but he's so strong. Kepler has the Bloodthirst, but also wave play. Oh, that's a double teleport!
Kepler's gone a little bit too deep on this one. Flashes over the wall. Doctum gets onto the backside. High Chow manages to survive. ZDZ goes over the wall, but Doctum might gone too deep himself. Care now has to carry his ZDZ's in the middle of everything. Doctum gets away with his life. Meteor tries to carry so many Zhonyas as Birdle hunts for Doctum, but the shot blast is wide. Birdle doesn't have the damage! And FPX come out on top. The Acadian rain is a hailstorm on the heads of LGD. We're going to 3.
Off of a W snipe, Baron steal, FPX claw their way back into the series against all odds. FunPlus Phoenix take it back to 1-1.
Just a 1-kill advantage for FPX as the game will end. Milky Way, the one to finish it by his lonesome. As you can see, Life and Meteor chasing around the other side of the map. Milky Way will finish the job, and FPX keep this series alive.
What a great series. Competitive frontline. I think both teams have strong frontline. It's not that one necessarily outvalues the other. I will say, if Meteor has as good swell seeds as he had in that first game, though, I think that FPX could be in for a bit of a wild ride.
Milky Way trying to move his way into this bottom side now. Hawkshot used to spot out Meteor, so they know Meteor's on the way, but they also know he's not here just yet. Jin Zhao, the target, is Life. Happy to tank the tower. Pillar of Flame comes in. The passive, I don't think it's quite enough. Jin Zhao will survive. Is Milky Way now gets to aggress onto Meteor. They may not get the actual dive itself, but the damage on Jin Zhao means there's no support from LGD in this bottom side, and Milky Way gets to try and go for Crux instead. Jin Zhao so low on HP, and the burn will finish the job, but Life now in trouble. Dashes and flashes to safety as Meteor gets stunned himself, and the Braum passive stacking up as well. This is going to be two as Milky Way looks for the burn. A couple more autos will do the job. Meteor will fall. No, Meteor survives, and now Kepler gets low, but he finishes up on Milky Way first. Doctum suddenly alone, and nobody's going down. Haichao to try and finish this kill onto Doctum as they move through the jungle. He's body blocking, he's trying to buy space and time for Jin Zhao, but he'll just finish the kill by himself. Beautifully done by LGD.
How do they walk away with a winning trade? Mess of an early game fight, which I thought FPX was going to run away with, but obviously I was mistaken.
It was so close to being glorious for FPX, but Milky Way couldn't get his passive off onto, I think it was Meteor that he was trying to get it on. He was like a split second away from getting that passive burning, and had that kicked off, I think that might probably goes the way of FPX, but then great roam from Haichao, and it means that he's now 2-0, and suddenly this Zeri matchup into Lucian doesn't feel quite as good as it did.
Yeah. Fight, given how much damage you did in that first dive, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Perhaps a cap with the 9 lives, but then Kepler actually is going to field a claws on this one. Stun comes in, True Shot Barrage will be buffered, but it won't really make much difference. Doctum, I mean, we keep on seeing this Ashe just chase people down. Once you're caught, there's nowhere to go.
Already on 3, they might just try and smite away the first one, get themselves that 4 grub buff for the Knights.
So Meteor does get that first one, as you say. Milky Way will be able to grab at least one of these, gets the double XP for it, as that is just going to be Jin Zhao kind of abandoned. No, does flash away to safety, the burn ticking, but I don't think it's quite enough. And now a TP in, as FPX look for their prize. It will be Birdle dropping, and Care grabbing a kill.
Jin Zhao is very lucky to get away with his life. FPX sit there and eat all of that damage. So FPX, they walk away with that kill. They walk away with at least 2 of those grubs. LGD kind of got what they came for with that 4th grub, that Ashe Braum. So keep an eye on that one. We see it a lot, just keeping tabs on that. If you get hit by either the Braum passive or
Birdle, already pretty tight. He was taking literally negative damage from Care as Milky Way smites his Grom. Does mean his blue could be under threat, but it looks like Meteor will back away from this one. Jin Zhao might not get the option of backing away from this one. Great little rotation there, and a great punish. And now Life wants a little bit more as well. Meteor does get knocked up, gets caught, and gets stunned. That's a bonus, both into Doctum's pocket as well. Fantastic series of plays here from FPX.
make it, and whether LGD had live or die.
Flame steadfast presence from Birdle, previous trade. Herald started up. FPX definitely feel like a stronger team based on the previous fights we've seen so far. Jin Zhao steps up once more. TP immediately comes through from ZDZ, but Jin Zhao might be gone before the fight begins. Does survive for now. ZDZ gets into that front line. Meteor on the target. He's slowed, but walks away with his life. Pyroclasm bouncing around his Birdle's on the front line. Burns to a crisp, and Care dives straight onto Kepler and eviscerates him. Haichao packing. And FPX will grab a Herald.
This big front-to-back combo from FPX with a huge amount of CC in the front line. They're going to get themselves that Herald. That Herald will help them blow open this map. They still, while this is happening, get themselves onto a side lane turret as well, so Care will be able to take that and get some gold for himself. LGD are not winning these team fights. They are falling behind, and they can't afford to do that. The items are only going to get that much easier at killing the tanks from FPX. Have an ultimate to break up that combo. If you're going to fight for this dragon in a minute's time, I need to see that. I think that's probably what LGD are banking on, a good enough Poppy ult to break up in that combo, either get rid of the backline or part of this front line to allow LGD into the game. That is the one X factor they have in these fights. The side of him is so tough for them to play this out. Maybe Meteor can get himself a big play too, but it is a hard ask.
Herald actually protected here as the tower goes down for the charge, which should mean he can get a charge onto this second tower. Birdle not here, so no steadfast presence to worry about, but a solar flare might be a problem. True Shot Barrage eaten up by Life for breakfast. And that's going to be FPX grabbing themselves a charge onto a tier 2. They'll be quite happy with that one as an arrow goes in. It lands onto Meteor. He's forced to flash away, but Care won't let him out of the play. Look at the chase down from FPX. LGD cannot escape. ZDZ looks for more as Doctum dives as well. Birdle tries to answer, but he falls instead as the tier 2 drops, and ZDZ just keeps this threat going.
They dock down Ultra. Birdle's ult misses. He doesn't break open that combo, and LGD do not have a way to fight back. We're at the point now where objective bounties are up and available.
They just need a game and 3/4 to warm up each series, that's all.
They are best of 3 merchants. That's what they are. Jinzhou going into the Ash Swarm again. It is just caught again.
Total Flare's good. True Shot Barrage is good. Kepler has an angle here onto Milky Way, and suddenly LGD are back into things. I'll never compliment a team ever again, or never mind ZDZ! Look at this! Nearly gets 3 for himself and saves the fight.
Saves the fight, and I have to say, FPX must be very, very thankful of the fact this fight doesn't happen 30 seconds later. Now, in that front to back, you can see there is still some threat from LGD, even though they've struggled to find it throughout most of this game so far. Objective bounty going to be claimed.
Not that tanky just yet, and again, against that Braum, once you're in the fight, it's really difficult to leave again. Volley comes through, ZDZ hunts. Kepler forced the arcane shift away, and it will be mid-prio for FPX.
Very easy for them to grab that. They're trying to just push out mid lane, hover back into the Fog of War, and force LGD to come into them. LGD don't have flank measures right now. So that is very good for FPX if they can make it out the front line. Very powerful in the Cash Meteor.
Arrow lands, Meteor caught out here. ZDZ, can he get the all out in the right angle? Forced away, and now the Keeper's Verdict in play. ZDZ low, but he gets his all out in the end, and it's Birdle to fall. FPX start the fight strong, asleep onto 2, and now a chance for the LGD carries to pop off. Double Swirl Seed to get the slow. Hightower trying to chase, but he's hit by a Pillar of Flame, and ZDZ looks to answer, but Kepler has his moment in the sun. No! He's in the shade after all. The shadow of ZDZ. The LGD would have taken control of this game, but he's managing to do Cassante things. I will say Drake is spawning FPX on Soul Point already. It's an Ocean Soul as well, which is just so valuable in these long, drawn-out fights. Care on a flank is LGD just try and burn the objective down. A Smite Steal would be enough from Milky Way as he moves towards the pit himself. Pillar of Flame is there. Passive up on the Drake. It's not taken. No soul for FPX and LGD look for a fight as well. ZDZ is on the backline as Birdle gets low. ZDZ manages to set it all up once more. He even lives through it. Dodges the Swirl Seed, and FPX maintain their control. They maintain dominance in this game as Meteor trying to 1v1 against Care, but that's a Zeri, and I don't think Deers do well against miniguns.
He's gonna walk away with his life, but it is with his tail between his legs all the same. FPX, they lose the Dragon, they'll get the Baron, they get themselves a load of kills onto LGD. It was almost the fight which LGD wanted again, but once again stood in the way is that Cassante from the top lane. ZDZ has had an absolute monster performance as a frontline, as a backline diving assassin from the top lane. He had like a 4,000 damage team fight or nearabouts in that last one. Not every player can make this champion handle like this too. Whoever's behind the wheel of that champion can get a lot of value. Hydra jumps out. He's safe for now.
He's slowed. Hang on, that's a Braum pass.
Oh, no, he's not.
That's a kill for Braum. Live finds the pick up from Doctum's arrow, and now that's a tier 2 broken in the top side. That's FPX with Baron buff pushing on inhibs.
Yeah, so, no, he wasn't safe for now. He goes immediately down. There's an objective bounty claimed by Birdle, but he needs to get back to base. Likelihood is 2 inhibitors falling. Birdle teleporting back to base to try and be there as a last bastion before FPX break them.
No minions under the mid tower, so FPX can't just path towards that one. Instead, they'll just path towards the Nexus towers here, trying to threaten for more. Zeri is very fast at destroying these towers, and LGD forced back into their base, waiting for that mid-wave arrive or FPX, but they're looking to take one Nexus tower, maybe more if LGD aren't careful, but with the mid-wave arriving, they'll take a mid-tower on the exit. Birdle takes a Pyroclasm to the face, and that's going to be Jinzhou falling. FPX are snowballing for a victory in 26 minutes here. It's been such a slow, delicate series, and yet FPX in game number 3, they show up when it matters the most. Keeper's Verdict keeps everyone in the game here. Birdle stepping up, but Meteor is solo, and FPX have the damage to finish the job, to find another comeback. ZDZ with a masterclass on the Cassante. The FPX players stand up as the Phoenix once again rises from the ashes.
These were some of the best highlights from the Rumble stage of LPL Summer 2024 matchup between FPX and LGD. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.